Well, hey everyone, it is Thursday and October is almost over and I have sort of completed my September and looking forward into going into October and hopefully getting to see a few new colors on my temperature blanket. So I had a little tiny mishap with the current year, and well, you'll see that in a few minutes. But first I want to do the shares. We had 3 shares this time, and we have Corey. She is actually working on 3 temperature blankets. She is a very brave soul. She shared her first one with us a few months back, her current year one. And the 2 that she's showing us today are historical ones for her granddaughter's birth years. The first one starts in March and is done through November 30th. And the second one, it's March of 2004 through November 30th of 2004. And the second one is Toby. The second one is from December of 99 through November of 2000. And that's the one with the more blue on it. So if I get the pictures mixed up, the one that has the most blue towards the bottom is the one that starts in December. So they live in Minnesota. They get the same temperature ranges and the same color assignments. And like I said, she's a brave soul to do 3 at one time. This is that's some busy work. And then her ends, she's going to turn that into tassels on the side, which is the smart way to do it, because who wants to work in all those ends? Not to mention how much it will distort the edges of the blanket. So that's the way to do it. Turn it into a little tassel or fringe or whatever you want to call it. Then we have Adrienne, and she is in Canada, the British Columbia, and hers is complete through August, and she is doing a different stitch each month. And this month for August is the basket stitch, not to be confused with the basket weave. And she's got some pretty colors in hers. I mean, she did a great job at selecting her colors, I think. I can't wait to see a picture of the full thing with all the different stitches and how her colors work out. Toby, you're going nuts, boy. He's a nut. And then we have Joyce. Now, she did hers the smart way. She is doing granny squares. And I can't remember. I think it's like the high and the low. And like, she's almost done because it's 1 square a week. That's the way to do it. Instead of 360, 370, 380 rows and ending up with a wall-to-wall carpet, you have a decent sized throw with the amount of squares that you get from doing it weekly. Because then, of course, you have to fill it in. You have to have like a month divider or whatever. I was trying to like figure that out in my head. And I think I came up with like, you have to have about 72 squares or so to make it come out right. 63 or 72, oh, I don't know. But she did it the smart way. And she's already working up the ideas for her next temperature blanket. Can you believe that? And I've actually myself have been thinking about it, but I don't know that I want to commit to another one. Not for a current year blanket. Maybe a historical year where I can get the information and I don't have to wait for the weather to happen or for the temperature to happen. But yeah, she did it the smart way with the granny squares. And granny squares are fun to make. They're quick, they're easy. And if you put them together as you go, then it's not such a big task at the end. So yeah, Joyce, you did it the smart way. And then now we have mine. I was like giving myself this big pat on my back because I was getting caught up. And I'm just doing 1 month at a time so I don't feel like I'm getting too far behind on one side or the other. I showed you August, and now we just finished September. And yeah, September for my birth year, we had 80s and 90s. It wasn't just like all one thing. So a tiny little bit of color flexibility. So we go from the brown, here is the divider, and up to the next divider for October. So we had mainly the cognac, which is, let me consult my chart, 85 to 89, which isn't that bad if the humidity's low. The rust is 90 to 94, and the curry is 80 to 84. So in my birth year, it was mostly, you know, upper 80s. So not too bad if the humidity's low. So I got that finished. Now, I don't know why I always pick the birth year first, but I do. And we did that. Then we moved on over to current year. And this one, I didn't make it to the end of September. Not because I was being lazy with my crocheting, but I ran out of rust. OMG. I have got so much yarn for this blanket. I will have a ton of blues and greens left over. The darker, more fall colors, I'm going to be wiped out. So I had to go back on to, of course, I ordered it from Hobby, Hobby, however you say it. I ordered from them. And if you've been following along, you know from the beginning, I did 3 initial orders because I kept changing my mind. And I panicked, I wouldn't have enough. Then I did another order to add the color if we topped 100 degrees. And now I've had to do another order to get some more rust. And I wasn't paying attention to the rust. The color I was concerned with was the egg yolk, the kind of orangey looking yellow color. And that's the color I was concerned I was going to run out of. But I didn't make it. I have 2 days plus this little bit to complete for September. And this is all the rust I have left. So I had to order it. And don't you know, I'm looking at my yarn, and now I'm concerned about the cognac color, which is this brownish color here. And I only have 1.5 skeins, and they're not very big skeins. And with the weather cooling off a little, we're going to get out of these reds and rusts and end up back in that cognac. And I'm not sure that's going to make it. So lesson learned. Order local so it doesn't take so long to get. Preferably like at a Michael's or a Hobby Lobby or someplace like that so you can just run out and get it instead of having to wait for a shipment. But the reason I didn't do that was they don't have that great of a selection on DK yarn. And I was trying to keep the size of the blanket down a little bit. That's why I went with DK. And the reason I ended up at Hobby, Hubby, was I wanted an ombre. And even at that, I couldn't find what I was looking for. But they had a bigger selection of colors than the more local places. But anyways, that's how I ended up there. So here is what I have of September. Almost all red. The red is 95 to 100, or 95 to 99. 100 and over is the wine color we got to use last month. But I don't think we'll be needing any more of that. But yeah, so September and August have been really freaking hot. Yeah. So I'm on hold again, waiting for yarn. But that's not why I was on hold the first time. You guys know my AC was broke. And I just could not have this in my lap. I mean, because it's getting very, very big. So if I can battle the cats, I'm going to pop in a side-by-side here because I'm going to have to lay out a blanket and then lay these out onto the blanket on the floor to be able to show them because they're getting so darn big. Okay, this is the side-by-side. I laid it out the best I could battling Toby. And of course, birth year is on the left and current year is on the right. And there he is. Toby. He made me all out of breath, sorry. But let me see if I can get in close without being attacked. So yeah, that's kind of September and a finished September. He's getting ready to attack the other cat, or my feet, one or the other. I was going to show you a little yarn haul, but we'll just keep this one a temperature blanket. And somebody like slapped me for even thinking about another one. But it would be way different, way easier. I think I would go the granny square route. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about it because it's going to make me want to do it. And I have other projects that I would like to do and still be able to make my little plushies. And I have one other one that I need to finish up. And I'm getting excited that this is nearing the end because even though I'm behind, we're getting ready to move into November. So that means 2 months left. And this is going to be over. And hopefully, my cognac survives and I won't have to place another order. I'm just like, oh my God. So yeah, that's how that goes. All right, I am going to say farewell, keeping this one short and sweet. And we will see you over in one of these places in the next video.